Hey everyone, it's Josie and Joran, and we have decided to start making some videos documenting our processes with our infertility journey. So a lot of you know that we've been married 7 years, and obviously we have yet to have a child, and we are making a lot of great progress. And so we would just like to make these videos to share with you what we've learned, kind of where we are right now, and for you to be able to come along with us as we continue taking steps and learning about these different processes, because we feel like we're so close and on the brink of furthering our family.
Yeah, we've got some pretty good plans. We've tried a lot already, but it's been recently this year that we've really started focusing on certain things. And what we're going to be doing, it's kind of a big deal. And it's not so much like the end result of what we're going to be doing, which we'll probably tell you about, but it's our journey on what we have chosen, how to get there. Okay. Josie's going to be doing something, and I'm going to be doing something as well. It's not just Josie. It's not just me. But we think it's pretty exciting. And if you want to follow along, we hope you do.
So we just really feel like that we have a lot to offer as far as knowledge, support, and understanding, and that we can share a little bit of all of that with anybody who's watching these videos. So we're also making these videos out of a lot of encouragement from others that we've received, that we need to share our experiences. And we feel like we do have a lot to offer as far as knowledge of what we have tried, because we've tried many things on our own. And so we just want to share that. We want to show that support comes in so many ways. So if you want to comment, if you want to share with us any stories that you have, any struggles that you're going through, anything that might help, feel free to do so below.
Okay, so in this video, we're not going to be sharing a lot of what we've done in the past to try to get pregnant, like different routes and whatnot.
We'll have other videos come out that talk about all of those experiences.
Yeah. But right now, I want to share what I'm going to be doing this year to help us get pregnant. But you need to know first, and I'm okay sharing this. I'm pretty open about this. It's fine. But my sperm count is really low, and it's it's just what my body is producing right now. And
the ones that are there are good, though.
Kind of. So here's the thing. I got a sperm analysis 2 years ago. That was my very first one, and I didn't know what questions to ask. I didn't know averages, good averages, bad number. I didn't know any of that stuff, and also no one told me.
You just knew that it was lower than normal.
Yeah, all they told me was I have a low sperm count, and I was like dejected, and I thought, okay, and I didn't ask any questions. So if you ever get a sperm analysis, be sure to ask questions. Get numbers. Don't just feel dejected and feel like less of a man and just walk away and whatnot. Ask questions, okay? So, but that's what I did. But this year, it was a few months ago, I don't know.
Beginning of November.
Beginning of November, okay. We went in and I got another sperm analysis, and that is when the doctor actually told me the numbers from my other one 2 years ago. And comparatively, my most recent sperm analysis was even worse than the one from 2 years ago. And so his recommendation was, first things first, even before going to a urologist to get checked out, first thing, give samples and freeze them.
You want to preserve what you have.
Preserve right what now. You do have. And so that's what I've been doing. And after that, then I'm going to go to a urologist and get things checked out even more. So this is what my doctor told us. He said that if the sperm count is low and the motility is low and what was the other thing? And the quantity.
No, there's morphology, motility, and quantity.
Okay, yeah, all that stuff.
So quantity is low, motility is low, but the way that the sperm forms and the quality, the ability for it to fertilize an egg, that's just fine.
Yeah, that's good. So when those things are low, he said basically there could be two problems. The pituitary gland that produces the hormones to tell the testicles to produce sperm, that could be one problem. Another problem could be the testicles themselves.
Physical blockage, not hormone.
And maybe not even blockage. They're just not producing, like some kind of damage. But yeah, so it could be the brain or it could be the testicles themselves. Now with the testicles themselves, like I said, it could be damage or it could be some blockage in the tubes that allow the sperm to get out of my body, right? And so I did some hormone testing, and my hormones are fine, which means my brain, my pituitary gland, is producing good hormones. But the hormone that tells the testicles to produce sperm is really high. That means that there's a problem down there.
His brain is trying to compensate for the lack of numbers that it's seeing. And so it's telling him to produce more and more because I'm not seeing the production of that, the result. And so that indicates that the problem is not in the brain telling what to do. It's down there. They're not good receptors of those hormones, basically.
Yeah. Something down there is not receiving those hormones to, say, produce it. So it could just be a little blockage.
And that hormone that he is high in is called FSH, and it's a follicle stimulating hormone. So it is actually what tells to up the numbers.
So with that information, and because the numbers are decreasing over time, that's why my doctor said, let's do this for you right now. Let's get some samples and freeze them. If the numbers are continuing to go down, we got to freeze what's even there. So that's my journey right now. And once I've got those vials frozen, then I'm going to go to the urologist and get things checked out. Because if it really is as simple as just a little blockage down there, or maybe I've got what is it called? A spider vein on a testicle, that can actually produce heat on the testicle, which would kill the sperm. So we just don't know. But that's the route that I'm going right now. Freezing samples and then going to the urologist. If it's as easy as that, then that's awesome. But now we're not just waiting for me to do this stuff. Josie's taking action too, and here's her story, what she's going to do.
Yeah, so we might talk about in another video a recent dinner we attended to try to get a grant for fertility treatment. Needless to say, we didn't get it, but I think that encouraged our conviction that this route that we were on, seeking more medical help, was a route that we wanted to stay on. And even though that funding didn't come through for us, I immediately tried to make a game plan. Again, I had a plan, we're working towards it. I get a call from our doctor, and he said that he has an option for us to consider. He said, I don't want an answer right now. I just want you to think it over, take as much time as you need, and get back to us. So this option was I would donate some of my own eggs. This is a happy cry. The option that our doctor gave us would be that I would donate some of my own eggs in exchange for, because usually people get paid to do that. But he said, if you donate for our center, for other women that are having struggles with infertility, if you donate some of your eggs because your fertility is awesome, he said, we are willing to work with you to comp you that time and that service towards your own treatment of IVF. So that was a huge something I never considered. I hadn't really heard much about egg donation, what it was, what it entailed. But I do know that this is how our doctor and his wife ended up having their first successful pregnancy. He's been through almost every treatment that you can to try to have a child of their own, him and his wife. And he said the thing that finally worked for them was this using an egg donor. And I didn't even know that that could happen. So he said, the way I look at it is a win-win. You know, you are moving forward to your own goal of having a child, as well as providing women who are at a totally different spot. You're providing them that hope, because once people consider using an egg donor, it's pretty much they're at their last their last hope. Because if they can't have it with their own egg, I mean, there's not much else that you can say to them, and not many other options for them to be able to carry their own child unless they use a donor. It was a lot for me to think about. Of course, I immediately wanted to be that service to them, to be able to offer that opportunity, because being on this side of not being able to have children and going 7 years with just this heartache of something that you want so bad, and you feel like you just don't have the right parts or the resources available to you. It's hard and it's tough. And I can't just go give these women money for their treatments. But this is something that I do have and I can offer. And there's a lot to it, and there's a lot of things to consider, which we'll probably cover in many videos to come. But that's where we are right now. Joran furthering his to see if he can correct what's been done. If it's just that it's damaged and we have to deal with that, you know, it's more of a race against time that we have to save what there is and work quickly, because you ain't getting any younger.
Yeah.
But, you know, we both feel very confident and positive about the direction that we both are going. And I support Joran 100%. And do you support me?
Of course.
And he supports me, and we've both prayed about this and felt like this is a way for us to not only attain our family, but to also try to help those who might need that same help in the process.
We've talked about my path, freezing 3 vials and then going to the urologist and trying to get things fixed there. And at the same time, Josie is starting on her path, and she is going to be donating. She's going to do 1 cycle of donating eggs right now. That's where we want to, be at when we make a next decision. We want to have Josie at least do 1 cycle donating eggs, and hopefully by that time we can have answers for me. And everything works out well, then heck, bring it on. That is our ultimate plan. If it doesn't work out for me, then we're going to continue on with Josie's path, and that's our goal. And if that's the path that happens, then Josie will be pregnant probably by this time next year. Baby number 1. And I'm cool if we get 2 twins,
Maybe 2 for 1.
If we get, 2 embryos. So we've told some people that 2017 is our year, and we believe that it is our year, and we are on a collision course for making it happen. So we love you guys. We hope you know that. And we hope that you follow us on this journey. And if you have comments, let us know. If you have questions, let us know. We can be a support to any of you who are struggling or who have struggled.
We also know that some of you may not agree with this, and that's okay. But we are doing what we feel is best for us. And, of course we have a plan, but as we've learned these last 7 years, as many times as we feel like we have a plan and we start headed down that, things change. What we think right now is going to happen may not be what happens, but that's okay because we are honestly just trying, and we are so thankful for the support that we have had from our friends and family so far.
We've had some people ask us, well, what about adoption? And don't get me wrong,
or a sperm donor.
Yeah, or get a sperm donor or something like. And don't get us wrong, we know that's an option, and we know there are a lot of people that need help. But if you've been down the path of infertility, you know how strong the feelings are to create a child with just you two. When we have exhausted all of our efforts, all of our options, within the bounds that God wants us to, then we will go to adoption, and that will be a happy time. But for now, we have this plan, and we feel like it's the right one for us to go down.
And what an opportunity. Just an opportunity, because I have something that I lose every month anyways. So why not give that to somebody else, who is also feeling like they are trying to exhaust every option to have their own children genetically. And just for them to choose an egg donor and give up half of that, it's the same as why we don't want to use a sperm donor yet, because we just want to exhaust every option that we have to produce a child with our genetics and who is part of us. And we have so much respect for every type of choices that people have to make in this situation. We never look at anybody who has chose adoption or chose an egg donation or a sperm donation and think, didn't you want it to be yours, like genetically yours? We understand that the process that you have to go through, the things you have to come to terms with, the things you have to give up in order to expand your family. And I think ultimately that is just what we want. Yeah,
2017, that's our year. Follow us. Check out our journey. That's it.
If you subscribe, you'll get all the updates.
Yeah.